Today's horoscope and tarot reading from Astrology Gemini, March 28, 2022. It's a good day to share your ideas. You're likely to enjoy an easy flow of expression, and you find it natural to dream up exciting plans for the future. Today's transits are interesting because they encourage a forward-looking spirit, but you're better off taking things easy and not pushing forward. We're just a day shy of a new moon, making it a better time for rest than it is for new beginnings. Your mind is open to new ways of connecting, and you have a strong sense of progress and gratitude. You appreciate the chance to experiment and express your more unique traits now. You're feeling a little lighter, more spirited, and hopeful. Flexibility brings the most rewards now, and experimenting comes more naturally than locking something down. The moon continues to glimmer through Aquarius, and your stability-seeking second house of comfort, money-making abilities, and value systems, but it's also sitting alongside savvy Mercury. Meaning, in addition to experiencing more traction with your finances, chances are you are more vocally expressive, too. You could even come across as spontaneous or erratic with your desires at this time. Are you catching feelings for someone who isn't your usual type? The North Node will also square the wounded healer, Chiron, which means something is shifting, and it's leading you in a different direction. As the moon moves out of your sign and into Aquarius, you may become more focused on your fiscal security. How can your innovation or unique interests pay off? Luna is ready to invest in financial opportunities that are a little atypical but still worth exploring. You should consider an alternative way to make and budget your money. For example, there could be an easy online service that can help you make a little extra cash, or an app that could help you better budget your money. Be open-minded to new ideas. Just 4 days before Venus and Mars are due to return to your income sector, and as the moon wraps up its monthly visit, an alignment between Mercury and Saturn here begins. This is bringing together Mercury's smart head for money and Saturn's resolve to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes, just days before the most potentially lucrative 6 weeks of 2022 are due to begin. You feel stuck somewhere with people you're really not that into. See this conundrum as a meditation exercise and you'll be fine. In fact, if you're serene enough, something awesome will break through. Your ability to instigate new things is well known. With the predominant energy today, you are especially tuned into a new and improved way of doing things. You will feel inspired to regenerate the old and find a fresh new way to direct your energies. To enhance this process, pay special attention to your diet. Fresh fruits and vegetables and low caffeine intake are highly recommended, as is substituting fish for red meat. Days are full of possibilities and promise. Regardless of how things have gone for you in the recent past, it's the present that matters the most. You can use the essence of this day's strength to get your mind focused on the goals you want to achieve and the steps you need to take. Just be sure that you incorporate time for yourself as well. You may notice a tendency to put others first. Taking better care of yourself means better care for others in the long run. There is a shift in focus for the moon today, and in the process, this creates a back-to-front week. As the moon leaves a fun, playful, romantic, and creatively charged part of your chart, this brings to an end a full moon that has dominated the second half of the working week. In the process, the moon not only returns to your busy work sector, but over the weekend will help to weave all the different threads together from across the income, work, and career fronts. The moon's departure from your romantic sector might bring last romantically charged full moon to a close, but its influence can be captured and nurtured. This comes as support for friendship and relationship building is once again on the rise, and will be for the rest of the month. On the romantic and relationship fronts, there is cause for confidence. Your tarot reading for today. The Star, the Chariot, and the Fool. These days, you use discretion in how you understand things. The cards show that you have learned from your mistakes, and now you are looking at the future in a new way. You are an intuitive person, blessed with a lot of inspiration. Socially, These qualities allow you to be heard and understood by the people you hang out with. The cards also show that in the coming days, a person close to you could abuse your trust and try to harm you. It is a malicious woman who is going through a difficult situation and has a really irritating tendency to constantly compare herself to you. Fortunately, the cards are protecting you from this negative energy, and this should enable you to anticipate the situation to avoid problems in your personal life. In April 2022, you have to be vigilant in order to take advantage of all the opportunities highlighted in your draw. It is true that in some situations life gives us a second chance that we have to seize. It is in this particular climate that you have to make important decisions. But be careful not to act in haste. The cards evoke your potential and show that with the necessary distance you can accomplish great things. Your draw is also showing happy times with people close to you. It is true that some people are very important, but the way life is means you don't get to see them often enough. This is why you must make the most of the periods of generosity, sharing, and happiness that you have with the people around you. These are people you trust, and whose uniqueness gives you everything you need today. Our eyes in the sky. During this time, communication will be direct and impulsive. In order to avoid conflict with others, choose your words carefully and put your verbal sword away when expressing yourself. Words can hurt, which is something you're fully aware of, but try to understand the power they have right now. It would behoove you to try to be nicer to the people you care about. Before asserting yourself and speaking too bluntly, think about what you want to express. You can attract more kindness with sweet and sincere words. You're speaking more loudly and boldly than you have before, which means that many people can hear what you have to say. Your points are important, so use your power for good. It will serve you well. Take a step back and try to keep things simple and light in order to process all the information that's coming your way. Once you're able to look at matters from a more objective viewpoint, you'll be able to gain more clarity. Just after midnight, Mercury enters Aries, where it will transit for just over 2 weeks. At this time, our thinking is decisive, and we voice ideas that we ordinarily would keep to ourselves. However, we also risk speaking impulsively with little regard for possible consequences. Hurtful words are said in haste. We should avoid the assumption that another's difference of opinion somehow invalidates our own. With the beginner's mind befitting Aries, we risk a crisis in confidence, particularly if we are newly exposed to concepts that we have no experience in explaining or demonstrating. There is a fine line between thinking on our feet and rushing to the finish line. Around dawn, the Aquarius moon sextiles the Aries sun, helping us to express ourselves. We are communicative but have little emotional stake in whether others agree with us. We know our purpose and our intent, and we won't be swayed by popular opinion. However, we are respectful of foreign ideas, and can even find ways to incorporate unusual initiatives into our personal practice if we aren't being forced to adopt a position.